Do you think it's different with Duplessis? Because he can wrestle.
He can wrestle. He's got very good jiu-jitsu. He hits hard, and he's a big, durable dude. Khamzat just shoots from like 15 feet away and gets a hold of your legs. And you got to think his endurance is probably going to be better at 85 than it was at 70 because of the cut. For Khamzat, it's like 85 is really where he should have been all along.
Everything changes next August when the UFC returns to Chicago. A sold-out arena will host a battle that could redefine the middleweight division. The champion, Dricus Stillknocks du Plessis, will put his gold on the line against undefeated Borz Khamzat Chimaev. This is a matchup years in the making. On one side, you have the hulking champion with a flawless UFC record. On the other, a terrifying wrestler who has flattened everyone in his path. We're not just talking about a title fight. This has all the ingredients for a first-round fireworks show. Khamzat Chimaev can steamrolling through opponents like a force of nature. The Chechen-born fighter is a perfect 14-0 with 12 finishes, and every win has only fed his legend. He demolished Gilbert Burns, submitted UFC legend Kamaru Usman, and strangled former champ Robert Whittaker, often all inside a single round. Yet his toughest challenge might have been making weight. In 2022, he missed 170 by a huge margin, tanking a high-profile fight. Dana White himself suggested he move up a division. At middleweight, Chimaev says he's a changed man, no longer starving, eating more, and packing different power. In his own words, "I'm not hungry anymore. More food, more energy, different power." Picture that, a monster who struggled to get to 170, now fatter, faster, and stronger. It sounds like a horror movie.
Khamzat's a freak, man. Especially at 170.
Dude, but he can't make the weight. He's too unreliable.
He just needs to be a little bit more disciplined. Bro, 170, he's almost unstoppable. Even when Gilbert caught him on the noggin multiple times and dropped him, remember?
Yep.
Still fucking kept going like that guy never stopped coming.
Du Plessis, meanwhile, has as much right to smile as any champion could. He's 9-0 under the UFC banner and has defeated every challenge thrown at him. Just ask Sean Strickland. Du Plessis took Strickland's title and left him speechless. He's a big, durable guy with excellent wrestling and an ever-improving striking game. If anything, some call his style odd, but as veteran Eddie Alvarez notes, it doesn't matter how it looks, he always finds a way. Recently, Du Plessis was forced to address crazy rumors that he had broken his shin. He shut that down immediately on social media, flat out calling the chatter BS and promising fans a fight announcement coming soon. All signs point to him facing Khamzat as his next challenger. Make no mistake, he knows what's at stake. He's not worried about excuses, he controls when he fights, and he's eyeing the next name on his list, which is Khamzat. Behind the scenes, the buildup is just as intense. Top lightweight contender Arman Tsarukyan has flown into Chicago to train with Khamzat, signaling a serious cosign from one of the division's hardest working fighters. Tsarukyan says Khamzat's camp is going great. He looks sharp, he's healthy, he has a lot of energy, and I'm just here to help him. Imagine the scenes. 5 guys under bright lights, grappling on concrete mats, the sound of bodies hitting the floor. Tsarukyan recounts how Khamzat goes full throttle even with smaller partners. He doesn't care if you're 25 pounds lighter than him, he just goes hard with everybody. This war room mentality means Khamzat will arrive bulletproof in technique and savage in strength. The experts and UFC legends have already been weighing in, and opinions vary wildly. That's when you know it's a can't-miss fight.
How is it training with Khamzat? I mean, obviously there's so many stories about what that guy's capable of in the gym going back for about 10 years. What is it like for you to get in there and roll with him?
I mean, Khamzat, he's a tough guy, and he doesn't care if you're lighter than him, more than 25 pounds. He just go hard with everybody, and it's good for me, you know. I get a lot of like experience, and I feel like if I can wrestle with him, I can wrestle with anybody, you know.
I would think so, man. And he's probably weighing what? When he comes in, you said 25 pounds. Is that about how much he weighs more than you when you guys go?
He's like 205, something like that.
Joe Rogan, who watched Khamzat's brutal choke of Whittaker on Fight Companion, was practically giddy. He said at 185, he's the guy. He's the expletive man. That guy's a scary, that grappling is next level. In other words, Rogan thinks Khamzat might already be the next dominant champ. MMA pros echo that fear. Eddie Alvarez admitted he wouldn't bet against Khamzat. The guy's a powerhouse, he said, while calling Du Plessis an odd character, who nonetheless gets the job done. Even DDP himself has said he wouldn't mind putting his belt on the line against Khamzat, acknowledging the fans have earned this fight.
He can wrestle, he's got very good jiu-jitsu, he hits f***ing hard, and he's a big, durable dude. But I don't know if he's going to be able to wrestle with that guy. Like, I don't know, man. The Khamzat's skill is so high level, it makes me wonder.
On the flip side, many figures are firmly in Dricus' armor. Robert Whittaker, Khamzat's last victim, recently said he's leaning on DDP, arguing the champion's combination of athleticism and will might just be the test Khamzat hasn't faced yet. Whittaker joked he'd bet money on Du Plessis, even though the odds favor Khamzat. After all, Khamzat opened as a heavy favorite. Las Vegas books see it as about 2-1. But public opinion is split. The common refrain from Du Plessis supporters is that Khamzat hasn't really faced a wrestler like him. Du Plessis is a very strong guy. Friends say he walks around at 205, cutting to 185, and he's never tired or slowed down. He put that theory to the test recently. Khamzat got fighters like Kamaru Usman fully trapped with rear naked chokes and ground and pound, only to lose steam without a finish. Du Plessis believes he's the tank to Khamzat's gun. He told fans, "In this case, he has a gun and I have a tank," meaning he'll be the one dictating the pace once it turns into a drawn-out battle. The contrast couldn't be clearer. Chimaev brings raw aggression and near superhuman cardio, while Du Plessis brings technical grappling, jab length, and championship composure. As renowned coach Daniel Cormier put it, this fight is personal and intense. There's genuine animosity from Chimaev's corner. Du Plessis, Strickland, and others have tangled with Khamzat before, and DC even hinted that Dricus might have some awkward tactics up his sleeve to unsettle Chimaev's rhythm. Expect moments of psychological warfare as much as physical. In fact, that's already started. Sean Strickland has been firing shots online. He trashed Khamzat mercilessly, accusing him of selling out to get ahead, and even slinging baseless allegations about his character. He called him a fake Muslim and claimed Chimaev had been involved in shady crypto schemes on social media. It's nasty stuff. These comments only pour gasoline on the fire. Chimaev hasn't publicly responded in kind, but you can bet every fighter in both camps has heard Strickland's words. It guarantees the intensity will be off the charts when they finally square up. So where does that leave us? Both sides believe this will be war. You have Khamzat saying he is stronger, hungrier, and ready to run through the division now that he's out of the punishing weight cut. On the other hand, Du Plessis will say he never wanted the easy route. This is the fight that proves his reign. As Khamzat himself pointed out, taking him down once is not enough if you can't keep him there. The numbers game is brutal. If DDP can stay upright for 5 minutes, everyone expects him to only get easier to handle as the fight wears on. But if he breathes through Chimaev's early storm, a superhuman comeback could send the champion reeling. Everything hinges on those first explosive moments. Will Chimaev explode out of the gates with wrestling and submissions? Will Du Plessis weather that storm and make it a grueling grind? One thing's for sure, this is far from a simple story of power versus power. It's about adaptation and will. Joe Rogan's right. At 185 pounds, this is not the same Khamzat we've seen before. He's been a runaway train. Now he's potentially an indomitable tank on a heavier track. But Du Plessis will remind him that anyone's ego on the line. No one else has forced Khamzat to come up for air yet. The champion will demand a response, testing if Chimaev's gas tank is as limitless as it looks. In the end, this fight could be the match that defines a new era at 185 pounds. For fans, it's must-see television. Whether it ends in a blur of early mayhem or a dramatic distance battle, it's poised to be a classic. So get ready, because after everything we've laid out, the fears, the hype, the rivalries, there's only one question left. Who will break first? Only one fighter will walk out with the belt, and the rest of us can only imagine the fallout. The countdown is on, and UFC 319 might just change everything we thought we knew about middleweight MMA.